the first day of spring actually, and I didn't expect to be vlogging again so soon, but with the crazy week and this crazy time that we are going through right now, I thought it might be fun to pick up my camera. I don't have anything exciting planned, and I don't even really have much knitting to talk about since the last time. So this might be just more of a casual vlog, kind of like Vlogmas, but I won't be able to do it every day. I know there are a lot of people that are vlogging every day, which is really nice. So if you are home, you have some extra content to watch. Speaking of being home, I'm sure you are all aware of what's going on in the world right now with the COVID-19 virus. We as a family are social distancing right now. We, I think, are on day 8 of being home, other than doing a few last minute grocery shopping and picking up prescriptions and essential things. But even that, we are really, really limiting. We are trying to do our part to flatten that curve and just slow down the spread of this virus so that we are not putting too much pressure on the healthcare system that cannot take it right now. And I'm also quite concerned about elderly and people that would be susceptible to not being able to fight this as well as most of us can. So I hope you guys are doing your part and you're enjoying your time at home. I don't mind it actually. I usually have a stocked pantry and I love being home, so we are good. I'm just, taking it one day at a time and really enjoying this time. I have a lot of work to do in my studio, but I took the last, how many days is it now? 4 days off of my work to get some stuff done around the house that was overdue. I did a little bit of painting and a big cleanup because I felt like we really needed a really good clean in the house, especially with everything going on. And I was exhausted after that, so I took a bit of time. And now I really am excited to get back to work in my studio, which is where I am right now. It looks like a bomb hit this room. It is so chaotic, which is really hard to work in. So I'm going to clean that up. You probably have heard that Knit City Montreal has been postponed, and so that trip is canceled for me right now. And I did have something fun planned for that, which I will be hopefully talking about at another time. And also the Toronto Knitters Frolic, which I was really looking forward to at the end of April. I was planned to be a vendor there. That's sort of what I've been working so quietly on for the last few weeks, is preparing for that. And so I've got lots of bags and things to finish up, and I am going to get my studio space organized, start to get everything ready for a shop update, which I'm excited to be able to put online. So I'm sad that I won't be able to be a vendor at the Frolic, or that it's not happening this year. But the good news is that I will have lots and lots of project bags and some patchwork pouches and even some new items that I'm kind of excited about. So hopefully that will be coming in the next few weeks. But for now, I am going to turn the camera off, get a whole bunch of cleaning up done in this room so that I can get to work. This is the current situation in my studio space. It is quite messy. I'm dealing with a whole bunch of stacks of things. And right now I am just taking inventory on leather pouches and clutches. And I've updated them on my website because these were all planned for the Toronto Knitters Frolic at the end of April, which has been canceled. So I am just counting them, making sure they are all tagged, and trying to organize them on my shelves over here. And then I've got some extra stacked in these boxes. I've got bags to continue sewing, some large and small project bags, which I'm really in love with. The fabrics are so beautiful. I cannot wait. And I am just going to tidy up some of these boxes and random things that ended up in here. I've got some exciting stuff in that box right there, but I can't share it just yet. So this is what I am doing right now, updating my website, taking inventory, and now cleaning up. James has been organizing his closet. He has a bit of a shoe problem like his father. But now that they're almost the same size, James has been taking some from Glenn. It is around 3:30 and I am exhausted already. I think I'm going to wrap it up in my studio space and go and make myself a coffee and have a little bit of a knitting break. I might see if James and Camden want to watch an episode of Sherlock Holmes because we have been rewatching that. It was a favorite of ours a couple of years ago and we've decided to watch them again. But I just have a couple things to kind of organize, and I was taking a moment to totally admire these beautiful minis. These are most of the Legacy Fiber Arts and Chelsea Luxe mini skeins from my advent calendars this year, and they're so pretty. I can't bear to hide them, so I think I'm just going to leave them out here. I made a spot, or I cleared a spot on my shelf because they're just so pretty. I want to be able to see them. And I'm just kind of tidying these last few things. I've got patchwork pouches that I have been working on since before Christmas, and then I thought I would hang on to them and finish them for the Toronto Knitters Frolic, but because that's not happening, these will end up being in my next shop update. I think they're so cute. I've got zippers. I think I just need to cut out the linings for that, so I'm going to put them over here on a little cart, nice and close to my sewing machine, so I will remember to work on those. And then I've just got these bags down here to get working on tomorrow. So I think I'm actually going to be kind to myself and give my wrist a break, because after painting and cleaning up for the last 2 days, my wrist has been really, really sore. And so cutting and sewing is probably not the best thing for me right now. So I'm just going to finish up, put a couple more things away that are just sitting here, but my shelves look good. I feel like I will be totally ready to put in a full day's work tomorrow. And I'm just going to take this time and enjoy it. I'm really happy that everybody's home, and I really like everyone being home. So I'm going to take a little coffee break and do some knitting, and then I will be back a little bit later. Here's a little peek at the bathroom that I painted the day before yesterday, I think. I really am happy with the color. It's Benjamin Moore Wickham Gray. It was a really pale blue in here before, and it doesn't look that different, but I really, really like that it's more gray, less blue. But the only problem now is I kind of want to replace the bath mats and the curtain because I'm over this blue. I feel like the boys are older, and I'm probably going to replace that with some gray mats and a curtain later on. But I'm really glad it's painted. I'm really just liking the look of things being a little bit more empty and clear. It's just really nice. One of my next home projects is just fixing up the front entrance a little bit. It's pretty small, so there's not too much to do, but I pulled out the paint from my front door because it's kind of chipped away in spots, and I love this color. So thankfully I have a little bit more paint, and I'm going to freshen that up. But this mirror I've been wanting to replace for quite some time. I've had it here for a really, really long time, and I just want something a little bit cleaner. I'm looking for a circle or an oval mirror that has a really simple gold frame. And then depending on where that goes or how big it is, I got these really nice hooks from IKEA. And I'm not sure where exactly they're gonna go. I don't wanna put them up until I know where the mirror goes, but I'd like to put a couple of those gold hooks up here. And I guess I'm gonna have to wait. I did look online, but I usually like to find mirrors and accessories at HomeSense, and because I'm not really shopping right now and going out, I'll have to wait for that, but that's okay. And in other news, I have just put pre-orders up on my website today for the Everything Leather Totes. So they are available again. If you've been waiting for it, it's been a little while. I decided to put one up now, and those will be ready in 4 to 6 weeks. You guys know how much I love my cookbook collection. This is just the main section, but there are shelves all over the house that have my favorite cookbooks. And I recently actually donated quite a few that I really didn't want, didn't use, and just didn't even want to flip through anymore. So I donated those and reorganized them a little bit. And I thought with all of us being home for the foreseeable future, it would be a really good time to treat my collection as my little in-home library and pull out some of my old favorites that I remember really, really loving and making a few recipes all the time, but I've completely forgotten about them. They've just been collecting dust. And so I pulled out some of those old favorites that I really, really love. The first one I pulled out because I've got some raspberries and pears in the house, and I remember making a recipe from here that we all really liked. So this is Bill's Open Kitchen by Bill Granger. It's a really good book. I'd totally forgotten about it. And so I pulled it out for this recipe. This is the oat, pear, and raspberry loaf. I used to make it all the time when the kids were little. It's delicious, and I'm pretty sure you can get this recipe online if you have pears and raspberries kicking around. So I think I'm going to be making this tomorrow. And then when I pulled it out, I thought I would just mark off a few other pages. I think the lighting here is not very good, so I'm going to move to this side. So I marked off this Vietnamese chicken salad, thinking that might be a good pantry dinner. I know I've made this recipe for rack of lamb before, and it was very good. And I thought this might be a really good pantry dinner. Roasted soy chicken with a noodle salad. That looked pretty easy. And he has some really nice desserts too, so I marked off these baked brown sugar custards, thinking that looked delicious. So I'm going to keep this book out. And then I also pulled out another one of my old favorites. This is a Rachel Allen cookbook. It's called Favorite Food at Home. I've had this one forever. I've made a few things, but I started to mark off some new to me recipes, like this frittata I thought looked really good. And these chewy seedy oat and apricot bars. That would be a good snack for everybody. And one of my most made recipes over the years is actually Bill Granger's banana butterscotch pudding. If you are familiar with Bill Granger, you have probably made this. Bill Granger is right there, and he's so good that Rachel Allen has his recipe in her book as well. It is so amazing. I remember it sort of gets all gooey and saucy at the bottom. It's so yummy. So I pulled that one out to try to remember to use it. And I pulled this one off of a shelf that was kind of hidden. I'm going to leave it on the coffee table and have a bit of a look through it tomorrow, but it's the River Cottage Family Cookbook. I really like this one. They have quite a few books. If you can see, it is really big. It is a really great reference book for so many recipes. I'll just give you a quick flip through because this one is more of you can just sit with it and look through and find different bread recipes, like some more basic desserts and bars. Can't really see much here, but it's a really nice basic book. Shortbread. I really like this book. I don't remember what I've made from it, but I think this is one that I will just enjoy flipping through on the couch. And then, I don't know about you guys, but this kind of time where we are staying home more, it just makes me want to bake more basics and some basic dinners. So I think this is a really nice one to keep out, and just to remind you that you do not need to go to the grocery store every second and buy pre-made things. So I'm really looking forward to diving into this one tomorrow a little bit more. And then another old favorite is Chef Michael Smith's Kitchen. If you are Canadian, I'm sure you know Michael Smith. He has had many TV shows on the Food Network in Canada over the years, and I have a few of his books, but I think this one is one of my favorites and probably my most used one. I've made this quiche. It's a smoked salmon quiche with Gruyere. It is phenomenal. I marked that one off so long ago, and I'd totally forgotten about it, so I'm definitely going to make that one again. It's got apple pie pancakes. This is a great book. I could probably show you every page in here, but I will try. I can't really see where I marked my pages off, so I will just sort of give you a little flip through and see where my next little sticky note is. Let's see up here. This looks really good. A speedy shrimp penne with a cream sauce. There's a meatloaf in here that I have made quite a bit, and it's a little bit different, but so delicious. Oh, I've made this salmon quite a few times. Really easy recipe. It's slow baked with a honey mustard glaze. The kids really like that too. Let's see. Oh, here's the meatloaf. It's an Italian style meatloaf with sun-dried tomatoes, black olives, oregano, and Parmesan. It is amazing. And it makes it a little more interesting than just your usual. This is also a really good pasta dish with sausage and tomatoes. I have made this molasses grilled pork tenderloin before. I love it. I forgot about this book. This is a winner. There are so many amazing recipes in here. He also has my most favorite muffin recipe ever. I don't even think it's in a book that I have, but it was on a show of his, and I have the recipe printed from the Food Network. I will actually try to put that link in the information box down below, the description box, I mean, because it is so good and you can kind of play around with the ingredients. It's a really good one to have in your kitchen. I have made it probably more than any other muffin, and the kids love it because it has like cinnamon and nutmeg in it and ground up or grated carrots. It's so good. I'm not really sure how long we are all going to be home so much, but I'm thinking that this is going to be a weekly project for me where I grab some of my older favorite books and check out the recipes that I've marked from before and maybe put sticky notes on new ones and try some new ones, because I've had so much luck with, especially these three on the right. This one I pulled out just to kind of spend some time with. But I'm really looking forward to this. I think it is going to limit my boredom in the kitchen and try to find recipes and things that I can make from our pantry. We have a lot of stuff in the basement pantry. So other than picking up one or two things when we make very limited stops at the grocery store, I think I can make some really exciting things in the kitchen and not get bored, because we are not doing restaurants for a while. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of inspiration to maybe go through some of your older cookbooks, or maybe you'll find a new one, because I know I am always looking for a new cookbook as well. I'm just pulling together some random leftovers for dinner. I didn't really plan a dinner tonight, but we had lots of stuff in the fridge, so the kids are really easy. It's going to be a super easy night. I'm gonna get cozy, and my plan is to work on the twisted rib of my ranunculus sweater, which is taking forever. Twisted rib is no joke. It is really beautiful, but it takes me a really long time, especially with mohair, making sure that I pick up. Actually, I ran out of mohair, but still it seems to be a little bit tricky. So I'm gonna have a cozy night. I hope you guys liked this short and random vlog, and I will try to get back and do another one soon, but my kids are home and I've got lots of work to do too, so I'm just squeezing this in whenever I can, and hope you guys are good with that, because I will not be able to do this daily right now. But it's been fun, and I will see you guys soon.